Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of How Do You Deal? Here's another way you can deal. You can journal. Have you guys ever journaled before? There's a lots of different kinds of journals. So sure, you could just do a blank notebook, but there's other kinds of journals too. I'm going to show you a couple of different journals today, and I'm going to share some of the things that I've written in my journals. So that's pretty personal for everybody. So consider yourself honored that I'm sharing it with you today. So here's one kind of journal. So if any of you guys read Gabby Bernstein's books, she usually has some sort of journal that goes with each of her books. So this was her journal from Judgment Detox, and it wasn't exactly my favorite book, so I guess it just didn't really feel called to do the journal. So this is completely unfilled. I haven't really used it, and maybe I'll go back at a later date because I do find that some of her books where like I'll get them when as soon as they come out, I buy them, and then like I look at them and they just don't pertain to me. Like I don't feel like a calling to them. And then eventually something will happen and I'll be like, oh, let me go back and read that book. And then I go back and I read it, and I feel like, it talks to me. So this was Judgment Detox. And so this journal has, a lot of different things that pertain like to the book. Like there's a lot of tapping exercises. So that's in there. And just like different things like you can fill out. This is positive aspects. So it's all different things that correlate with the book. So a lot of times you can find a book that has a journal that goes along with it that you can fill in. Then there's just, a journal like this. It's just blank paper, and you just fill it in. You can date it if you want. You don't have to, but you can. And you can do things like some things like I'll do different journals. First of all, I sometimes use different, like multiple journals at the same time. I bop from one to the other. I know some people like consistently write in one journal. They date it. Like this is the year 2019's journal or whatever. I don't do that. I bop around from journal to journal, like whatever I feel called to. So this one, sometimes I'll do things that will be like talking to myself, like what I want to tell myself, messages I want to give myself. Sometimes if I'm having a really hard time journaling, which I do sometimes, I just write down my day. Like I'll just write, this morning I went to Soul Cycle, then I grabbed breakfast with my friends. It was a lot of fun. Then I came home and I showered and I changed, and then I went and I got my nails done, and then my mom and I went shopping, and then I came home. It was a great day. I don't know what else to say. And that's how a journal should be. There's not pressure. Nobody else is reading it. It's just for you. So if you want to write in it every day, sometimes just write what happened that day. If you don't feel, called to write anything special, like it shouldn't be pressure. It should just be something that helps you get your feelings, your emotions out on paper. Sometimes that just really helps from keeping it bottled inside. Here's another great journal. This is my second one of these, so there's not really very much filled in this, but it's a gratitude journal. It's another great style of journal. This one says, love hard, choose joy, laugh often, give thanks. And it's the 4 things gratitude journal. And in this journal, all it is pages. It says, what are you thankful for? And 4 spaces. And you can write any 4 things that you are thankful for that day. I'll share one with you that I wrote in my journal on a day. I didn't even date this one, so I don't even know when it is. And this is another one of those journals that I'll like grab, write, and today I'm going to do a gratitude journal and I'll write it in here. Sometimes I just gratitude journal, like write things that I'm thankful for, write in my regular journal. But sometimes I feel like, oh, I'll write down 4 things I'm grateful for today. So here's the 4 things I was grateful for in this particular day. Number one, having my mom to talk to, right? Some people don't have their moms. I do, and I'm lucky that I have a great relationship with mine, and I can talk to her whenever I want. So that's something I was grateful for that day. Working today, it was a good distraction. I don't know what day this is from because I didn't date it, so I don't know why I needed a distraction, but I guess for that day, having going to work was a good distraction from whatever was going on in my life, right? So sometimes we're not grateful for work, but on that day, I was grateful for work. Here's number 3. Being strong in my values so I know what I stand for and what I'm not willing to accept. So that was something I was grateful for that day. Obviously, I had a situation going on with somebody in my life, and I appreciated of myself, right, that I was strong in my values, right? So we don't always have to be grateful for something external. Sometimes the gratitude can be for something internal, something within us. And number 4 was vitamin C gummies at CVS. So I guess they probably were out of stock, and then I went and they had them, so I was thankful. So this just could be little things, right? It doesn't have to be monumental things that you're thankful for. And I love the 4 things journal, and I've given this as a gift to so many people. I just think it's such a cool gift. First of all, it's really pretty, and it's very meaningful, right? And if you're thankful for somebody, it's great to give to them and let them show their gratitude for other things inside the journal. And then here's another Gabby Bernstein one. This was one from her book, Super Attractor, which I really loved. I love that book. And so I use this journal a lot. It's mostly blank pages, but then like every once in a while, like she'll have like Gabby's guidance or, different quotes from the book. So here was one, this is what I wrote about one day, and I happened to write 3 things I was grateful for that day. So see, I told you I write gratitude in all different places, but so here were the 3 things I was grateful for that day. Number 1, Erica's 555 challenge, because I have been dedicated to getting up each day at 5 to practice Kundalini breathwork. Number 2, Gabby's manifestation challenge, because it provides small steps each day to work toward manifesting what you want in this life. And number 3, the ability and dedication to waking up at 5 a.m. to get what I want. So that was just one of my journal entries. So I just wrote 3 things I was grateful for. And probably if you looked in every single one of these journals that I've used and other ones that I have in the past that are full, you probably will find along the way 3 things that I was grateful for on different days. Because sometimes that's all I can manage. And then sometimes that's what I want to say. I want to say what I'm grateful for, It's so important to be grateful for what you have, and it'll help you to have a more positive outlook and to look forward to the things that you might be getting, right? So I just wanted to share these with you because it's just another way that you can deal with stuff, right? So writing it down in your journal, sometimes we don't, and maybe we should, but sometimes we don't want to say those things to those people, right? Like maybe it's just going to cause too much drama and you just don't want the drama. So maybe just write it down, right? Sometimes just like getting it out of your head is helpful. So give that a try. Also, I wanted to mention for journaling, if you are feeling stuck and you just don't know what to write, like I said, you could just write what you did that day or what you wish you could do. You could do like a guided imagery thing. But another thing that I like to do is I will get, and I swear I'm not being promoted by Gabby Bernstein, but this is her Super Attractor card deck. And it's got like all these like different inspirational quotes and things like that. So sometimes if I'm not feeling inspired to write in my journal, I'll pull a card. And I'm going to read this one to you. I literally just pulled it randomly out of the middle of this deck. Happens to do with gratitude. It says, when I'm grateful for what I have, I can feel good along the way to what I desire. So great one. to journal too. So I would pull something like this, and then I would go in, I would write this down. I would write it in my journal. I would write at the top of the page. And then I would write, what I'm grateful for, and how it makes me feel, and how it's helping me to get to whatever it is that I'm looking for. So I think that is a couple of different ways that you can kind of get into journaling. It doesn't have to be so intense and so laborious. It can just be lighthearted and fun, and you can write silly stuff, or you can write in your journal, oh, today I saw Mike. Oh, he's so cute. It'd be really great if Mike would ask me out to dinner. I would love if Mike would ask me out to dinner. He could take me to this restaurant that I really like that has great sushi, and we could have a great night together, and then we can stop and get a cup of coffee and dessert and talk some more, and that would just be the perfect night with Mike. Right? I mean, just a desire, something that you really want. And you can write that down in your journal, right? And maybe that will help you think of a way to make that possible, right? So maybe we can manifest the things that we dream about, right? Dream, believe, manifest. It's a big, big mantra for me. You dream about something that you want, you believe that you can do it and that you deserve it, and then you manifest it and you make it real. And it doesn't just manifest itself. You have to do the work to manifest it. Right? So I hope that this helped you guys think of another way to deal with all the stress and anxiety in your life. Which, by the way, also, and I probably wouldn't read one of those pages to you, that is definitely something I've written down in my journal, just going crazy writing things that are stressing me out, and how I don't know how I'm going to get through it, and sometimes when I'm writing I actually come up with the answers to my problems. So that's why journaling is so important, and why it's a great way to help you deal with stress and anxiety. So thank you for joining me again, guys, and I hope this helped you. Please let me know in the comments if you journal or if you don't journal, what your thoughts are on journaling. If you need any help with journaling, I'm happy to do that. And I hope to see you all really soon.